People might seem happy on the outside. People might seem like, oh, they have it all figured out. Reality, they're human just like you. They're not a god. They're not like a super high deity that's above you. They're a human being. I'm a human being. Just like I just said, this past week was pretty crap, to be honest. It wasn't really that good. But however, I think everybody can bounce back. Everybody can learn from it and readjust and really figure out what they're dealing with and how they are personally. And last week, it being so difficult, it put me through a hard time to really see, okay, Caden, these are things you're dealing with and these are things that you need to do individually for you. With external forces like with social media and like all these rabbit holes and all these opinions, because when you open social media, the gateways are open to anyone's opinion, like literally anyone. Now I think it's really important to choose what you consume, because you are what you consume. If you consume bullcrap all day, you're gonna be one within. You're gonna become that bullcrap, you know what I'm saying? But if you consume sources that uplift you and, you know, make you laugh, you know, educate you, blah blah blah, you're gonna become one with that. Alright, y'all, sit back and hear in the episode of Indigo Podcast. I'm not gonna lie, excuse my voice, please, because like I'm about to explain in a second. I just came, like, I didn't even come off of the sickness. I'm still sick. Like, I probably have bronchitis or something. I don't even know. But if my voice sounds a bit low, I might have to up the volume when I edit it. But if not, I don't know. But my voice sounds very lower than usual and doesn't have as much bass, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of sick. But I'm not gonna lie, last week was kind of rough. Not just the sickness, but just life in general. So I just wanted to be honest on here and just give y'all an overview. Not everything, but, you know, just a very clear overview of kind of what happened. And then like the last part's gonna be a kind of conclusion of what I learned and what you could apply to if you're dealing with a rough week, or if you're dealing with anything similar to what I dealt with and am dealing with right now. But everyone has rough weeks. But when you're having a rough week because of your battle with yourself internally, I think it's a whole different ball game, because I feel like it's really you versus you, and the only person that can give you that answer is you. It's not, like I've said before, it's not your mom, it's not your dad. I mean, people can give you advice, but if you don't apply the advice and do it, it doesn't really matter, because you're still dealing with the same things you haven't applied to change yet. But anyway, first thing I'm gonna go over why my last week, because today's Monday, so Monday from Sunday last week, obviously that's a week in my eyes, unless it's Sunday to Saturday to you, I don't know. First thing was I got sick. So the sickness started officially last Sunday on Mother's Day, but it really started to creep in that Friday and Saturday beforehand. So it kind of had just foreshadowed, based on my symptoms, it's most likely some form of bronchitis, because I felt fatigue, a bit of abnormal sweating, like on my runs, like I've been sweating a little bit more than usual. Now that might be because of the humidity and how hot it is, but I ain't gonna lie, I think it's probably because of the sickness, because I think I'm just trying to excrete as much, I don't even know, like whatever's going on out of me. So I think I just noticed that on my runs, like all my runs where I've still been running, which they've been kind of, they've been alright. I just really just been trying to get as much mileage in as I can while I'm still feeling kind of iffy. Other than the sweating, I've had headaches, sore throat, and the sore throat really gets bad at night. Like when I'm about to settle down for bed, it just progressively creeps in. And then when I try to swallow, pause, like, you know, like you just like be clearing your throat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, not on no weird stuff, but you know, you're trying to clear your throat, and like I just feel like just a lot of inflammation or something going on in my throat. It's just really annoying. Like I just kind of miss when I didn't have that issue. But it's not too bad in the middle of the day. Like right now, talking to you, other than my voice sounding very low, it's not too bad. But once night hits, not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. And sleep has been kind of mid as a result of this. Has been kind of like it's just been alright. I've been getting like a decent amount of sleep, but my sleep is still cooked, to be honest with you. But you know, we ball anyway. Like I can only control so much. We ball anyway. I just try to control what I can. And then I had to take last Tuesday off completely, because in the morning I had a workout set, which I did Wednesday. When I posted the full week of training for a half marathon prep, if you saw that, I explained everything. Monday I ran, Tuesday I did not move my rest day from Sunday to Tuesday, and that workout was originally a 1 mile warm up, 6 by 30 seconds on at a 5:20 to 5:35 pace. So I'm not gonna lie, surprisingly, the way I felt, I ran fast for like a 4:50 pace on some of them. So I'll take it. It is what it is. Oh my gosh, voice crack. Okay. Bear with me, please. I swear I'm okay. I'm just a little bit sick. But anyway, like I said, I ended up running a bit faster, and I did a cool down to 4 miles. But after a vision with my Coach Dunn, aka my GOAT, we decided it'd be best to move my rest day, like I said, from Sunday to Tuesday, just to try and get ahead of the recovery. Ain't gonna lie, I mean, I still feel kind of like on my run. Like the first half felt beautiful today, but the back half, like my upper body felt very fatigued, and my chest felt, I could kind of feel my chest, which probably like a lot. I probably have some mucus or something going on. It's kind of gross, but that's probably what's going on right now. And not gonna lie, on Tuesday, I probably should have just vegged out for the rest of that day and just chilled. But knowing me, I'm very stubborn, so I just walked anyway and got my steps in. And I'm pretty sure I did some type of quote unquote work. I say work because I mean, I don't make money on off the stuff I do yet, but at the same time, I do, like, I'm gonna make money off of it at some point. So I kind of call it work because I mean, I'm like editing something or I'm planning something out or whatever I'm doing in terms of content creation or just stuff in general. But like I said, as of today, I still feel sick, especially at night, but I'm supposed to go to the doctor literally today at 10:30. So we're going to see kind of what's going on under the hood, I guess, and maybe I'll have to take some medicine. With medicine, I'm not going to lie, my mom knows. If you know me personally, I'm very iffy on medicine because I'm not going to lie, I'm more of like holistic. I prefer to, like, I don't know, drink some kombucha or like drink some tea or like, I don't even want to drink tea. I've been drinking coffee every morning. I've had some kombucha a while ago, which actually helps. I might try and get my hands on some eventually, but I just haven't. But other than that, like, I don't really care for medicine. I mean, if I have to take antibiotics or something, I guess, I mean, if I feel better, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to keep feeling like crap before I sleep and on my run, so I'll take it. But I'm not the biggest fan of antibiotics because they can kind of mess with your gut health a bit. But I mean, obviously, if you're not taking it consistently, it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm not really too worried about it. I just want to make sure I recover, especially since I'm in half marathon prep and eventually we're gonna get up to like 50 to 60 miles. So I need to make sure I'm squared away and like I'm good physically and mentally for that. But speaking of mentally, second thing that kind of made last week pretty rough, like one of the roughest weeks I've had in a minute, I was worrying about something that didn't exist. And over the years, I've realized, especially now, that I fully haven't trusted myself and have second guessed my intuition a bit. And most of it, I think it was a fear of being judged and doing something a bit different than others. Even though, like, I'm going to be completely honest, like, you see all these people like me, for example, you'll see me running, you'll see me posting new recipes that are very healthy, you'll see me, going to the store or whoop the whoop or talking to you right now. And it might seem like, obviously on here, I'm a bit more, not like I'm not transparent on there, but I get more in depth with it. I get more particular of what's going on with me personally. And you see all these bodybuilders that are super peeled and diced. You see all these people running and training consistently, which they are most likely. Like, you know, I train consistently, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the way it's not the way it seems a lot of the times. People might seem happy on the outside. People might seem like, oh, they have it all figured out. Reality, they're human just like you. They're not a god. They're not like a super high deity that's above you. They're a human being. I'm a human being. Like, just like I just said, this past week was pretty crap, to be honest. It wasn't really that good. But however, I think everybody can bounce back. Everybody can, you know, learn from it and readjust and really figure out what they're dealing with and how they are personally. And like I said in the podcast before, this is kind of what I wanted. I wanted to figure out more about myself. And I feel like, well, last week, it being so difficult, it put me through a hard time to really see, okay, Caden, these are things you're dealing with and these are things that you need to do individually for you. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, my mom and dad always tell me, like, I'd regret not doing certain things in high school because I mean, my last day of school was Thursday. And like stuff like just not getting a yearbook, I'm not gonna lie, I was $100 money and $100. I'm like, grocery money, what are you talking about? No, I don't want to do that. but other more significant stuff that actually I felt personally, like not doing a solo at my most recent like pop show for choir. Not gonna lie, I saw all the seniors, most of them doing it, and I'm like, yo, I probably should have went up there and did a solo. But I'm not gonna lie, I felt I was too, not even too, I felt like I felt like that would have taken away from my training and just diet and just stuff I was doing. In reality, that was fine. I just think I was too worried about other people and what they were doing. Cause I'd always be like, cause I know it's nothing wrong with being on Instagram. At the same time, I think I'd be on Instagram and I'd look a bit too hard behind the lines. I look too hard at things. And I overthink things that people are doing. And I'm saying, because I'm stubborn. I'm a bit of an overthinker. So I'm a very deep thinker. So I'll kind of look at things behind the line. I'm very like philosophical about things, you know. But I just thought, you know, I didn't really believe them. I just thought, you know, as long as my training was consistent and, you know, my nutrition and the recipe short videos and me just talking to you right now, if that was all good and I was doing that consistently, everything would be all right. But I think I kind of lost myself in the process. I kind of lost the plot of why I was even doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's because I was too hyper focused or like on my diet or training and passions, but I I think it's because I was worried about all these little things in the background, and I think that's been consistent this whole time. This whole past, honestly, when I first started like getting into health and like like holistic, like like organic this and blah blah blah, like the whole, because the thing is, I feel like there's different upper echelons of nutrition. Like, okay, you start eating more fruit and vegetables, more lean proteins, and okay, you might start looking at organic stuff, and then at one point you start looking at like these quote unquote superfoods. By the way, there's no superfood. There's just overall dietary patterns that have better health outcomes. By the way, I had to put that in there just to make sure you know that. And then you get to the point like you get into like if you eat meat, like grass fed meat, wild caught fish, pasture raised, like all these key names, and just how to kind of shop for certain things. You have the means for that, and I think all this little stuff, that obviously that's worth looking into. I think all the little stuff, like just looking at, oh, is this person training or not? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what are they doing? How are they training? Oh, what are they doing? Like, instead of, okay, Caden, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And like, how do you feel right now? Like, are you good? Like mentally or whatever? And it would come and go in waves. Like the thing about worrying, it's up and down. It'll come and go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think, like I said, I don't think I was too hyper focused on my training and diet and passions, like me talking to you in the shorts and all that. But at the same time, I would argue that I wasn't hyper focused enough, because I feel like I wasn't to the point where I was giving my energy to things that didn't really serve me well, like worrying about what this person thought or what this person's doing, instead of fully worrying about what I was doing. Because I was worried about, obviously, if you're consistent, you have a care. But at the same time, I feel like I didn't care 100,000%. Like I was like 98%, 97% there. Really, even not 85 to 90%. Like I wasn't fully there, because a part of me is like, what does this person think? What are they doing? Or blah blah blah. Like, and at the same time, it's like it wasn't as bad back then, but at this point, it kind of was my breaking point. It's like, okay, I really see, like it's really in my face. Okay, this is what I'm really dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the problems I have just as a human. Because like I said, it might seem like I have it all figured out. It might seem like, for example, Kobe had it all figured out. It might seem like LeBron has it all figured out. In reality, they're human beings. You know what I'm saying? They deal with stuff just like me and you. And I want this whole podcast is just like a talk to me and you, to just really be frank about it. Like, bro, we're all human beings. We're not all going to have it all figured out. And that's the point of it. You have to learn and go through hardship to really figure out, okay, what works best for you. You know, and I'm still dealing with that. And I'm still learning, okay, Caden, you have to fully trust yourself. Because the thing is, one thing, just in terms of nutrition, the point of learning all this stuff and, you know, being more consistent and building foundations of things that's cornerstones in your life isn't to worry about it. It's to not be bulletproof, but to not worry about it, because you've already built up a foundation. So what is there to worry about? You know what I'm saying? You've already taken care of it, so you don't have to worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about, oh, am I gonna run tomorrow? You know you are, because you're consistent. You don't have to worry about, oh, is my diet healthy? Because you've already done the research and your due diligence to know, okay, this has this vitamin in it, this is more nutrient dense than this works better for me just individually. You know what I'm saying? You've already went through all the X and O's to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I feel like this worry has got me to where it is today. Just like a feeling of uneasiness, honestly, kind of unhappiness. I just felt like a little bit down, because it's just hard when you kind of know what you want to do, but part of yourself is trying to tell you not to do that because of what you've seen other people doing and what other people think. In reality, you already know the answer. And the thing is, you've been given the answer by other people. It's just you're scared to apply it, you know, just because, okay, what is this person going to think? Oh, I'm not doing something this person's doing. Oh, like, it's just a fear of the unknown, you know. And I've always said that in podcasts, but I'm not gonna lie, I think it's kind of come back to bite me a little bit, because I would say that, and I'm not gonna lie, I never really fully dealt with that in this sense. But now I have, and now I've fully identified, okay, this is what makes me tick, this is what doesn't work well for me, and this is something I need to work on. And I just think, like I said, I've been too worried about other people's lives other than my own, which just led me to being unconscious in the driver's seat of what I was doing, in the driver's seat of my life and who I truly want to be and who I truly am, you know. But third section I want to go over in terms of just my week and just stuff in general of having like a rough week. You're here or are you there? I think this is a very interesting question. And I keep hitting my mic. Oh my gosh. I named the section "You're Here or Are You There" to kind of segue off of the last section, because I felt as though I was physically at these events, because obviously I just had my last day of school and I'm graduating this Wednesday, you know. And when you're becoming a senior and you're about to graduate, you have events. I don't know about your school or where you're located, but at least at my school, you had senior sunset, decision day, and just even my classes leading up to the last day of school, and even my runs. I just felt like I was mentally gone. I was just cooked. I was just done. I was just thinking about a whole bunch of different stuff other than, okay, right now I'm running. Okay, right now I'm in class. I'm with Ant. I'm with blah blah blah. I'm chopping it up with them. Or I'm with all these people at Senior Sunset. We flicking it up. I ain't even get no flicks for. I just got one flick. They're dancing. Blah blah blah. Like, I should have been more worried about that, other than other stuff that really meant nothing in the grand scheme of things at the point of time, or even really at all. And even just decision day, like, I was just mentally gone. Like, I keep hitting my mic. I'm so sorry, Mike. I don't mean to abuse you, but anyway, I just felt like I was mentally just on a whole different planet. Not gonna lie, physically I was there, but mentally it's weird, because you're physically sitting there, but mentally it's just everywhere. Like, it's everywhere but there. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I was worried about what others thought about problems I was dealing with personally, and how they would respond personally instead of how I would respond. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the weird thing is, I feel like I've seen just from patterns, a lot of the people that have the most I'm not saying I have the most knowledge. I am knowledgeable, but I'm not like the most knowledgeable person ever. But at the same time, I do have things that I can help people out with. But at the same time, I feel like people that are knowledgeable and that are passionate and determined, and they're like out there, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're kind of the people. Obviously, there's other people that have problems as well, but I feel like a lot of times they get in their own way, because they have a lot of knowledge and they have a lot of answers and they help all these people, but they can never help themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem. And I think that's a problem that I have personally, because I'll come on here and say, be consistent, which I live and breathe. I don't have an issue with that at all. It's not even the consistency and discipline. I have that down, but just being okay with myself and just being, all right, this is Caden, like, just mentally, and just being just chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you don't want to be complacent, but just being chill. You know what I'm saying? Just having a good head on your, head on swivel. You know what I'm saying? Just being straight. You know what I'm saying? Just being cool with how you're living, just being all right, just an okay well-being. I just don't feel like I'm fully there. And I feel like a lot of people that you may see on the internet that might be running these crazy marathons or running these crazy 5Ks, they might seem like they're crushing. In reality, they might be dealing with something. They might not even feel 100% okay with themselves, but at the same time, there might be people that are 100% okay with themselves, which is great. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they don't have doubt and days and weeks where it's kind of rough, but at the same time, they know deep down, okay, I'm going to get out of this and I'm going to progress in the future, and I think that's a good place to be. But at the same time, I just feel like I kind of said, we give others answers, advice, and ideas, and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to ourselves, we're like, oh, like, bro, like, I don't even know what you were talking about. Like, that doesn't even exist. Like, you just go blank, you know what I'm saying? And I just think the main thing here as to why this is an issue is trust. And I just feel like the main reason I was doing this was to kind of cope, in a sense, with me not trusting myself. And I just feel like I was scared to trust myself. It's just a fear of trusting yourself, which is weird. It might sound like, bro, like, why would you not want to trust yourself, But I just feel like with external forces, like with social media and like all these rabbit holes and all these opinions, because when you open social media, the gateways are open to anyone's opinion, like literally anyone, like if they believe this or not, if they want to do this or not, blah, blah, blah. It's all these conflicting opinions that are forced, not even forced, because when you open an app, you choose to do it. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, we're all victims, because we choose to look at certain things. That's why now I think it's really important to choose what you consume, because you are what you consume. If you consume bullcrap all day, you're going to be one within. You're going to become that bullcrap, you know what I'm saying? But if you consume sources that uplift you and, make you laugh, educate you, blah, 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 you're going to become one with that. And I fully realized that this week, because as I get into the next part, rabbit holes, when you get deep into rabbit hole and you come across these crazy ideologies, like, I'm not going to get political, but, just think of like stuff like people that are liberal or conservative, people that are even racist, you could get into that, or extreme vegans that are like, bro, if you eat meat, like, you deserve to die. Like, just weird stuff, just like, I've seen weird stuff on the internet. Like, this is weird because people like hear like, oh, you're plant-based, like, or are you like for the animals, like you go rioting, like, no, you'll never see me doing that, because I don't want to make that my identity. Like, I'm a human being. I'm not like that. I don't want to be that, and I never will be. You know what I'm saying? People that are carnivores are like, oh, oats are bad for you. Oh, vegetables are toxic. Like just all these conflicting opinions that just make people stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It just make people feel, like what do I even do? You know what I'm saying? And it's just a whole bunch of just mumbo jumbo, like just stuff that distracts you and it grabs your attention and it makes you stagnant. It makes you a robot and it just makes you susceptible with just not fully finding what you think. Now, obviously, there's certain truths to everything in a sense. Let me preface, not everything, but there's nuance. There's things that are true. Many things can be true at once. You know what I'm saying? There's many methods to get to the same result. You know what I'm saying? But since I'm already kind of talking about it, fourth thing I want to get into is the rabbit hole. And like I said, social media is a very interesting place. You can find great advice and information from sources like me. I would say I'm a good source and funny vids to laugh at, relatable content, and it can provide an outlet for you to communicate with others around the world. Like you could commit. I mean, I guess if you're dating them, I don't know, communicate with someone like in Norway or the UK, you know what I'm saying, and chop it up with them and be on FaceTime or video call or whatever. But however, the big thing with social media I found personally that I dealt with is it contains a lot of sneaky rabbit holes, which, I mean, social media is it's based on an algorithm. You know what I'm saying? As algorithmic, I don't even think, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. You get what I'm trying to say. It's based on the algorithm, and in these rabbit holes, you can find any group of people that support any ideology you wish, like literally anything you can think of. You can find anything on the internet, and if you consume it enough, it'll be true, no matter if it's really true to you or not. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like from experience, these rabbit holes do nothing but grab your attention and invoke one main emotion. I think this is one of the biggest emotions that a lot of people run off of, and a lot of companies and industries and just things in general in our current society, that they grab fear. Because fear, if you can make someone scared and make someone worried and make someone like frantic and just out of their mind, you can make them do anything. And I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of seen this. I think I mentioned this a little bit, like in Brave New World in 1984, the main emotion they evoke is fear. Fear of being different, fear of being out of the norm, fear of being canceled, fear of just not following a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's the same thing in 2025. It's a lot of fear if you're not plant-based, if you're not a carnivore, if you're not paleo, if you're not a runner, if you don't do high rocks. People will kind of cherry pick certain things and throw them at you to make you feel fearful, like, oh, you're inferior to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not doing what I'm doing. Oh, you don't believe what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And it grabs people and it alters what they truly think. And I think that's the main thing that separates us as human beings, what you truly think. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's a lot of things that we do that's in tangent with each other, things that, we all might believe in, and things that are just common sense. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I kind of forgot there's a lot of individualism. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, let me warm up to it. Individualism that just makes people different, you know what I'm saying, and just makes the world fun. Because I feel like if, like in 1984, Brave New World, they have betas and alphas and then epsilons, so they're all pretty much the same, other than these people that kind of break out of it, like I think his name's Bernard, and kind of forgot all their other names, but people that kind of break out of it and make themselves known and break out of the mold. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about rabbit holes that really got me, because the thing about me that I realized and learned from this past week, I want a definite answer. Like, I want to be 100% sure before I do something, but sometimes you just gotta let it fly. I'm not gonna lie, like like shooters gotta shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta let it fly, bro. Because at the same time, it's not going to be 100% perfect. And I feel like I've always wanted things in a sense, not all the way, because I've realized this in a sense, but even when I was younger, like before, like, I popped out and started training and doing all this crazy stuff, I guess, if you will, I would be like, I wouldn't do something unless it was perfect. I'd be like, all right, I got to wait for the perfect moment. But like, no, that's the thing about rabbit holes. There's no perfect, definite answer. It might seem like it is because you'll see all of these tidbits that kind of hint at a perfect answer, but yo, I'm cooked. You might find all these like tidbits of like a perfect answer, and all these tidbits keep making you want to go down the rabbit hole, keep going down the rabbit hole, keep going down the rabbit hole. And the thing about these rabbit holes, there's never the answer. You'll never find the answer because it's all like hinting at it, and it's all trying to make you think the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think you'll never find this answer. And the main source and the only source where you'll find this answer is if you're tapped in with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's nothing wrong with being on social media. I'm not trying to bash social media because social media is obviously what I post on. But at the same time, if you're consuming brain rot, if you will, because I think this kind of brain rot and rabbit holes are the same thing. Obviously, rabbit holes, I would say, is kind of worse in a sense, but brain rot is all consuming you. It's all grabbing an emotion. Maybe brain rot's more like entertainment or amusement, if you will, but like it's all grabbing one of like our greatest emotions and it's manipulating it, and it's going into things that you like personally, and it's going to keep dragging you down that hole. And it's the only way to get up is if you're like, bro, all right, I just spent like 2 hours looking at Italian brain rot. I didn't even know what that was until one of my friends told me like a couple weeks ago. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, you need to know, okay, am I just doing this just to do it, or am I doing this to benefit myself, and am I doing this to benefit my mental and physical health, or am I doing this just to keep going down and just find the quote unquote answer when the answer is within you and what you truly think, based off of what you've learned, in the process up to that point. But to kind of close it and sum it up, things I'm changing personally going forward. Because the thing is, obviously, if you have a rough week and you don't want to continue having consecutive rough weeks, you need to change something. Because obviously, this was a whole, I guess, notification to myself that I need to change something. There's some things that I've been doing over the years that have been in the back and the behind the scenes, but now I feel like I need to change it. I need to change something. You know what I'm saying? So this week I'll take a week off of social. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard because I haven't done that, but this is me committing to it, me telling you this. So since I'm committing to it, I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So other than YouTube personally doesn't bother me because I'll just watch, like, this is one YouTuber named Trey. He talks about like basketball and like doing tier lists and blah blah blah. I think it's kind of funny because he's very humorous. I think it's funny. Like, I'll catch up with basketball highlights. I'll watch maybe Corey here and there, maybe Nick Bear, blah blah blah. Like, it's just stuff that kind of makes me laugh and stuff that educates me in a sense. But like Instagram, TikTok, blah blah blah. I'll never be on TikTok anyway. When I post on TikTok, I'll leave because TikTok, interesting place, but Instagram is really what got me, to be honest. And like somewhat Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but I went through like the app to like kind of look at things, research things or whatnot, and kind of go through rabbit holes. But once I post on Instagram or TikTok or wherever, I'm just leaving. Like, I'm sorry if I don't reply to you. Like, I'm so sorry, but I need to do this for me because I'm not gonna lie, last week was pretty rough. So I need to make sure, all right, I'm good so I can keep, giving y'all information. Because the thing is, I don't want this to, and it won't come to this point because I've identified it, which I'm glad I have. I don't want it to get to the point where I completely burn out and I have to take like a 2-3 week break to like recover from it. Like, I want to get ahead of it now and just use this as a precaution, make sure I'm straight, personally. So the main reason I'm doing this obviously is just to focus on me and me only, not be selfish and like disregard my mom and my dad and other people I live with. But at the same time, really live my life, you know what I'm saying? Really just experience things, my runs, my lifts, when I go for walks, when I'm cooking, when I'm eating, blah, blah, blah. Like, just really engulfing myself in that and what I truly want to do. And just only that, you know what I'm saying? And just really learning me. I feel like I've done that in the process a lot, but really doing it, you know what I'm saying? And sleeping enough consistently. Like, that's been a big thing I've been harping on. I feel like I've been spending too much time at night, worried about too much stuff at once, and it would just take away from my sleep, which is my fault. So I have to deal with that. And biggest thing here, I think, is just building full trust in who I am and who I want to be in the future and who I'm going to be in the future, you know what I'm saying? And just how I perceive things around me. But second thing, just relaxing a bit, because I feel like the past 3 years I've just been kind of stressed over many things, just a lot of little things that didn't really mean things. I feel like I said, last week was kind of the breaking point to where I was like, yeah, this isn't good. You know what I'm saying? I just was stressed about a lot, and it just took away from, senior sunset and just things that, like, bro, I'm literally finna graduate, and I was just worried about, honestly, nothing. It was really nothing. But the thing is, if your mind perceives something, you know what I'm saying, that's what it's gonna be. If you think something's true and your mind is hyper focused on that thing that is quote unquote true, in reality it's not, it's gonna be true. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I just think the main things obviously that should be in my mind is half marathon prep, talking to y'all and giving y'all very good information, and just taking care of myself physically and mentally, and just being present and true to who I want to be and will be in the future. And just honestly, if that's good, life should be good. That's what my purpose is. I feel like that's what I want to do and what I really want to do, right now. And I'm saying it in the future. And obviously, last part is just trusting myself and trusting the process. Just trusting that my intuition, just trusting that I'm doing the right thing. And if I mess up, I mess up and I have to go back to the drawing board and be like, all right, I messed up. And then, okay, here's how I can progress in the future. But anyway, ignore that cough. I might keep all the coughs in. I'm not gonna lie, because I like keeping my podcast pretty much uncut. Honestly, I just want it to seem like a conversation. But anyway, yeah, last week was pretty rough. At the same time, I'm still here. We still, I'm keeping the ball rolling. So I'm not about to just let that deflate me. I'm not gonna lie. In the moment, I felt kind of discouraged. I'm gonna be completely honest, but at the same time, that's gonna pass. This too shall pass, and I have to take that and learn from it and take that and apply things in the future that will help me progress and help me just be okay with who I am completely. Because I'm not gonna lie, past week I wasn't really okay with who I was, which sounds strange because you're seeing me post very consistently. You're seeing me be popping out consistently, which it may seem that way, and I was, and I still am. But at the same time, I wasn't fully doing it with full trust in myself. I'm just being completely honest, because I don't want to sit up here and be like, oh, Caden has it all figured out. Caden is just like, I have no emotions. Like, yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm human, you're human. Like, all these people you see that people put on a pedestal, like, I don't know, like Cardi or like Uzi or whatever, all these people that are popular, they're human beings. They might not show you everything behind the scenes. They deal with things. Trust me. I know. Like, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. Like, you're gonna have bad days where you get knocked down and you have to come back up and learn from it, So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and just be completely honest with what happened last week. Because I was thinking of episodes to make, and I'm like, you know what, this is the most recent thing that happened for me. I'm not gonna say it to me, because I don't want it to seem like I was a victim, because I'm gonna take this and just do the best I can of it and just be the best version of me I can, and just keep helping y'all out while I help myself out, because I think I didn't fully help myself out last week, But anyway, that was episode 84. Maybe next one I'll get a guest. I have a few in mind, so yeah, I'll just hit some people up, see if they want to hop on, and then just go from there. Anyway, I need to go to the doctor today because this bronchitis. I'm assuming it's what it is. It's kind of like I coughed like 3 times in the episode. But anyway, enough yapping. That was the episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.